In 2003, Pixar released a film about a father racing across the ocean to save his son from certain death. This film would go on to endear millions of viewers around the world. Finding Nemo is a charming story about the power of family and the persistence of good fatherhood. With stunning animation, captivating voice acting, and a magnificent musical score, this is easily one of the best films Pixar has ever put out. In 2007, at Walt Disney's Animal Kingdom in Florida, a new attraction would open up. This was a musical adaptation of Finding Nemo, with music by Kristen and Robert Lopez, the couple behind the music of Frozen and the raunchy Broadway show Avenue Q. The show featured puppets that were designed by Michael Curry, who also designed the puppets for Disney's Lion King on Broadway. The musical was significantly condensed down from its film predecessor, going from a runtime of 1 hour and 40 minutes to merely a rough 40 minutes. This means that scenes like Marlin and Dory being eaten by the whale and Nemo trying to shut down the filter were cut from the show. However, these scenes were mentioned in passing by characters on the stage.
I'm so sorry, I ruined your plan, Gil. I couldn't jam the filter. Now I'll never get out.
Never say never, kid. There's other ways out of this place. Remember, all drains lead to the ocean. We got a sink right there, and a toilet over there.
Back in 2019, during the show's original run, I was eager to see it after seeing recordings of it on YouTube. During that trip to Disney World, I got in a bit of a fight with my dad because he had a planned itinerary and I really just wanted to go see this show all morning. I split from the group and I went to go attend the first performance alone. The usher letting everyone in asked me how I was doing, and I said I was excited to see this show, because I had never been before and I loved all the recordings I had seen of it. This usher, the absolute Chad, offered to put me through FastPass without me even asking. That wasn't even on my mind, I just wanted to go see this show. I got to go sit right up in the front row thanks to this man, and I tell you, getting to see these puppets up close was one of the best experiences I've ever had. I really wish I had a camera rolling because it was simply a spectacular performance. I got to go see this show again that same day with my family, this time from the middle of the theater, and getting to see the same show from two different perspectives on the same day was something else entirely. In 2020, the show shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Its final performance was on March 15th. Although Disney World would open again in the summer, it kept its shows closed due to a dispute between Disney and the Actors Equity Association, because they were having some sort of argument about the actors being unable to keep the shows going with masks on and regular testing for the virus. Anyways, a watered-down version of Finding Nemo the musical would open again in 2021, this time called Finding Nemo, Big Blue, and Beyond. This show brought back many of the puppets and even some of the actors from the previous run of the show. Several of the practical set pieces were replaced with a projector screen, because of course they were. This is Disney World, everything is projections now. I will say, however, that the projections have a really beautiful theme to them, making everything look like paper cutouts as if they're straight out of a picture book. The original show had projections as well, but relied more heavily on large set pieces like this impressive submarine and this huge puppet of Nigel the Seagull. The new show has removed Nigel, and the submarine isn't nearly as impressive as it once was. Songs like Where's My Dad, where Nemo is put into the tank for the first time, are cut out of this new version of the show to save time, and ultimately this comes at the cost of the character growth and development. Marlin and Dory's actors near the midpoint of the show would fly around the stage on harnesses. This made the illusion of the fish swimming underwater appear more believable and impressive. As a result, the song Just Keep Swimming was reduced from what was once a high-octane showcase of flight and acrobatics to a dull, generically staged musical number. Dory's high energy combined with the flight kept you as the audience on the edge of your seat, but now that's all gone. Furthermore, the suspense of Dory and Marlin being stung unconscious by the jellyfish as they try to race to safety is cut, replaced instead with narration from Gil. The show now has a framing device of the tank gang being released from the Marine Institute seen in Finding Dory. They're telling a story to their audience before they're freed back into the ocean. I find this to be a humorous framing device because the implication is that if you were a human visiting at the Institute, you would just see a bunch of fish dancing and mouthing words, but you wouldn't be able to hear a single darn thing they say.
What's she talking about, buddy? What's she talking about? I can't hear you through the glass.
One thing I do like about this new version of the show is that it has upgraded orchestral arrangements with a fuller sound to them. These sound very nice, and I wish that we got an official soundtrack release for this show like we did the original. I do like that out of all the songs that were cut and rearranged, the one song that stays closest to its original iteration is Go With The Flow, a song performed by Crush the Turtle, who is portrayed here as a gigantic puppet with its vocalist riding atop its shell. The sequence is still a ton of fun, but similar to Just Keep Swimming, any scenes involving flight previously have been reduced in scale to puppetry or basic stage blocking. Crush's son, Squirt, used to be a flying puppet operated by a woman who would do backflips and 360s while airborne. Squirt's arms were operated by the puppeteer's legs, and the puppet could blink and had an articulate mouth. Now, Squirt is just a statue on a stick with blinking eyes. His mouth doesn't even move. After Go With The Flow, the original show had a scene in which a bunch of sea creatures gossip about Marlin going to save his son. You had an octopus talking on a telephone, 2 fencers using swordfish as swords, and these flying penguins.
And then this whale comes along, takes him right to Sydney Harbor and shoots him out his spout. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. Wait a minute, we're penguins. We can't fly.
What happens to them in the current show? You guessed it, they're gone and replaced with Gil, narrating again. Finally, and most importantly, remember that scene that shows the culmination of Marlin's character arc in both the musical and the movie? Yeah, that's gone. For those who don't remember, after Marlin thinks he's failed to save Nemo, he reunites with his son near the end of the film. Dory is separated from the group when she's caught in an industrial fishing net. Nemo has an idea to save Dory and the rest of the fish, but Marlin doesn't want to lose his son again. He has to let go and trust that his son knows what he's doing in order for Dory and the fish to be saved.
I can do this!
You're right. I know you can.
Nemo is nearly killed but survives, and then the 3 swim home. The current show? Nah, forget all that. Forget the emotional beats, forget this important character moment. Nemo just escapes, and they reunite, and that's the end of the show. The finale of the original musical shows us a matured Marlin who accepts that his little boy is growing up, and finally decides to let him go and live his own life, have his own adventures. It's a beautiful ending in both the musical and the movie, but again, the show today just rushes through it. None of the characters have time to process anything in this show. It's essentially a beat-for-beat synopsis of the story, and that's it. The original musical, short though it was, didn't feel short. It passionately retold its story in a way that made the audience resonate and care for the characters. The actors are still amazing, and they're doing the best they can and putting on phenomenal performances. But knowing that the show has been changed and minimized in this way, just to save money, makes it all feel so soulless. It's all the musical's plot points with none of the character and none of the soul. This isn't Finding Nemo the musical anymore. This is modern Disney, and this is cheap. Hello everybody, Joel here. I wanted to say thank you for watching this video. I understand that Disney had to cut down Finding Nemo due to budget cuts. That's fair, that's completely fine, and I shouldn't have been so harsh on them. That being said, the show still looks and sounds good, it's just lacking a lot of the story and character moments that were there. I think if they really wanted to, they could still put on the full show with the original runtime and just do it at a reduced budget. You know, like, make a smaller version of Nigel the Seagull if you have to. Heck, you could even make him into a projection if you really needed to. There are things that you could do to lower the cost of the show while still keeping it running at its full run time, at its full length. As for Movie Force, I wanted to thank you guys for sticking around this long. I've got one video that I just finished recording, and I've got a script for another video in the works, so I'm going to try getting those 2 things done over the next few weeks here. I'm planning to move back again to the town I was living in 6 months ago. Right now I'm temporarily living with my parents while I wait to hear back from Job Corps, which is a government workforce program, and if they say no, I'm going to be moving back to that city. If they say yes, I'm going to be going to Job Corps. So either way, there's going to be some big changes coming, I think, this summer. But let me know in the comments below what video you would like to see next, or what you would like me to review next. And as always, have a great day, and bye. God bless.